Hey everybody, Old Blue Cord back, and I wanted to do update on the EMI mini split I've got here in my garage. I've done a couple videos about this, and had some trouble with it. I think this is my third season, and during the winter time it went out low on Freon and stopped making heat. It is a heat pump, so it can make heat and cool. I went ahead and charged it up. I bought a can of the 410 Freon and went ahead and got some gauges, which I hadn't had gauges before, so maybe I'll show that to you real quick. Let me pause it there. Yeah, and so I went ahead and so I bought gauges. I bought the Freon. And 10 pounds of this 410 is like $225, so it's no joking around. And I did a lot of research on how to check this, how to check pressures and all that. And really, on these, it's kind of hard because this is an inverter. They call this an I-verter, but it's an inverter style. And that's the, hold on, make sure I get the name of the company. And, yeah, it's an inverter style. So the problem with inverters, or not really the problem, but inverters are good. And ECR National is the name. EMI is the brand. I don't think they carry these anymore. They were pretty cheap. It was recommended to me, like I said, by the guy that did my electrical work. I never thought they really came in and did a great job with the install. And a couple things I'll tell you right off that I noticed is that now that I've got it charged up, it's really blowing hard. And it's kind of hard I'm trying to demonstrate, but I mean, this is blowing harder than and it's blowing harder than it's ever blown before for me. I mean, I can see it's blowing like leaves and stuff on the ground where the camera is. So, and what happens with these inverter style systems is, as if they don't feel like they're cooling enough, or they don't feel like it's calling for enough cool, the inverter, of course, will slow down the fan. It can slow down the inside fan. It can slow down the fan in the condenser outside, right? The unit outside, that outside fan, you can actually see it slow. It'll actually be moving like this slow in the wintertime. It's pretty cool. But that also can control the compressor. And that's why I had a little trouble with calling the company, because when my friend came over to test it, he's like, well, we need to jump it to cool. And then I want it to cool at 100% so I can put my gauges on and check it. And when I called the company, 1-800 number, they got real smart with me. And they never really gave me a firm answer how to put it in some kind of test mode or something where it made the fan blow 100%, it made the outside unit run 100%. That way you could test, all the pressures, the low, the high pressure, the subcool, your superheat. Subcool and superheat are important on these. And we never could get a straight answer for them, so it made it kind of hard to troubleshoot. Probably the next step would have been evacuate the whole system and then check it with nitrogen for leaks, because obviously some leaked out. We got some low pressures when we checked it. And then refill it with the exact weight for whatever it calls for. And I believe it's like 3.5 pounds or 2.7. I can't really remember. Doesn't matter. But so on that old thing, I would have had gotten a vacuum pump. My buddy didn't have one and all this other nonsense. So I just kind of punted on the whole thing, and it got hot this summer, and I just charged it. And all I did is put gauges on it. I let it run for a while. And there is a hidden button underneath this panel. It's kind of hard to see. I believe it's up there. And that panel, that button will force everything to, I might break that off. And then that will force that on. So I think actually I still have it forced on because it's definitely on full fan mode. But I like it. It's moving a lot of air, and I'm happy with it. So anyway, the more important thing is I've got it set for 73, and I usually keep it on about 77, which actually I think it gets cooler in here. But my vent temp, yeah, I got a 42, I got a 40, and this is with the IR gun, 38, 39. Now it's 71 degrees outside, but it's about 100% humidity. It literally just rained an hour ago. Everything outside is just crawling with moisture, so probably really hard on it's hard on any air unit, but I'm really happy how it turned out. Like I said, I never measured how much Freon I use. I don't even know where the Freon is. I just charged it until it went up to 125 on the low, and then I went by vent temperature. And I watched a lot of videos on it. There's a lot of stuff online. I'm not qualified to. I'm just giving you the lowdown of what I did. I'm not qualified to, teach heat and air or anything like that. I just kind of go by my wits a little bit. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy how it works. Again, probably will leak out over time. I don't know if it was ever charged correctly because the second time somebody charged it, it never got this cold or blew this cold. Now, to say that, it's been 95 one day, 97 the last 2 days, hot, 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 no rain or any way to cool off anything. At night, it's actually been 81 degrees at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is almost 1 o'clock now. So, and I walked in here, and it's set at 77, and you can tell I've got no insulation. Nothing in the ceiling, this is just a little bit of board, and there's some vapor barrier, and it's keeping it cool, so it's the best it's ever run. So I think they never really charged it correctly to start with. I think maybe they either don't have the right gauges, you need higher pressure gauges than normal R22, or they're using R22 settings. I don't know what the conundrum is, but yeah, for me, I just squirted it a few times. It pumped up. I think it had 50 to start with. And then I went to 125 and just let it run. And I took my time doing it. I took like hours. I let it run and then give it a little bit just to kind of get the vent temp. It was a pretty good hot day, maybe in the 80s. So perfect time, I think, to kind of charge a unit up. And that's all I did. So we're going to see how long it lasts. It's been more than a week. Like I said, it's been cooling really good. I'm happy with it. I just wanted to give you guys an update, and back. That gives me a chance to do stuff in the garage and not sweat to death, because otherwise it's like 110 in here. So with no insulation. And the next thing is definitely put some insulation. I'm just gonna get some just cheap bag insulation and do the walls and stuff. I think that should get me going. But thanks a lot for looking. Again, it's the EMI unit. 410A. And do your research. Don't buy the cheapest unit out there. Obviously, buy something that you can. If you're gonna do it, be a do-it-yourselfer, that they will help you with the do-it-itself part. Because otherwise, you're just kind of going in blind. There's a lot of electronics in there. There's a huge circuit board, which you guys saw me take that apart outside. There's a huge circuit board in there. Whole bunch of brain work in there that you need to probably understand. Get this going. Other than that, I think it's probably a pretty good unit. It supposedly has a 10-year warranty. I don't know what that's worth, because the company won't talk to me. But, I'm going to make it last. And, maybe in the fall, I'll think about... My buddy suggested where those compression fittings are is just solder them. Just cut that out, solder two pipes in there, and be done with that nonsense. He thinks that might be a better way to fix this than relying on the compression. I don't know about that, but that's where we're at right now. So, yep, thanks again, Old Blue Accord. Appreciate like and subscribe. I'll have some more car stuff coming up. That's all I've got. Thank you very much. Bye.